Today I'm doing my recap for my last two makeup baskets, basically a month's worth of makeup baskets. It was a really light month as far as makeup basket products went. I have project pans and stuff like that going on, and most of my daily products are in those projects, like powder, bronzer, foundation, so I don't get a lot of variety going on like that. But I do have some products, so I will talk about those. I also tried to pick less palettes than normal this past month because I wanted to try to actually use more out of the palette than I had been doing when I had like 4 or so. So I only had 2 each time. What I have been using this past 2 weeks has been the Smashbox Be Discovered. And it looks like this. And I have pretty much used every single shadow in this palette at least once, but I have pretty much always been using this one here and this one here as transition shades. And this one I have been using mostly in the outer corner, but I have used all these other shades at least once. So that's probably the best I have done on a palette so far this year. Then I have also been using this Chroma Beauty or Kardashian Beauty. This one is actually one of the old ones that when they called it Chroma, but it is Kardashian Beauty. And it looks like this. More or less, I have used mostly the matte colors except for this white one. I don't think I've used this white one at all. But I have used a little bit of this one and a tiny bit of this one today, but that's pretty much the only time. I actually have this one on and it looks gold because it's over my gold pencil for my project pan, and this one today, like this. But you know, I've been trying to make use out of the matte shades because I really didn't like them that much, so I thought I would give them another chance. Then I had the Mariposa palette from Urban Decay, and it looks like this, and I used several of the shades in here, not all of them. I used all the neutrally ones. Skimp most of the time as a lid color, this one right here, but I also used this one, and some of this one. However, once in a while I did try, I did Limelight, the gold one here, and I did Money right here, and I think I even used this pink one once. So I didn't use everything, but I used a good bit out of this one. But my favorite palette over the past month was the Smashbox Shades of Fame palette, and it looks like this. I just lost the brush there. And I pretty much used everything in this one at least once as well. But my favorite shades were this one here, which is called Sherbert, and this one here, which is Honey. And I did have several bases and pencil liners this time. And the first thing I used was this Essence Cream Eyeshadow in Prismatic White. It's got kind of a duochrome in it, kind of like a pinky duochrome, but it didn't really show up. So I'm not a huge fan of this. I liked it much better like when I decluttered and swatched it than I like it right now. But, you know, it's a white one. Then I had these two Urban Decay shadow pencils in Rehab and Juju, and I like them okay. The shadow pencils from Urban Decay are not my favorite. I still end up only using them as liner, and then they're a little thick, but they worked. Then I had the NYX Rose Gold Glam Shadow Stick, and it looks like this, and it actually is really a pretty color, but unless you use it as a base, it doesn't have a ton of color on the lash line. It does stay though. I do like these because they do stay. So it is a pretty color. Then I had the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk. Everyone has seen that. I pretty much only use that though for my waterline. I lost my NYX Wonder Pencil. I did find that again. And it's a completely different color. That is the Wonder Pencil. It's not quite as nude as the Rimmel Scandaleyes. It's a little bit more pinky than that, but it's definitely not white. However, I don't have a lot of that color in liner. The other one that I used was this Hello Kitty pencil from their Charmy collection, and I think it's called Happy Cloud. And again, it's not like the NYX Wonder Pencil, but I didn't have a lot of options. This is pretty, but it did not show up on the waterline a lot. The NYX Jumbo Pencil does, but it's white, so it does do that thing where it makes you look a little crazy if you do too much of it. And then for cheap products, I did a couple of the Balm shadows. I think these are the only ones that I have. I have Down Boy and Frat Boy. I liked them okay, but they are kind of powdery, especially I thought Down Boy was, and that is what they look like. This one I thought was a little bit more powdery. I enjoyed Frat Boy, this one here that's a little bit darker, a little bit more. Then I also used the Naked Flushed palette. I used the highlight and the blush. I didn't like the blush as much, it's a little pink, but I did like the highlight, and I just didn't use the bronzer at all. Then the little Chroma palette came with a drop down thing here, and this one, I don't think I said, it's in Courtney's Cardazzle is the name of the palette. But it has a highlight, a blush, and kind of like, I guess it's a bronzer, but it's really pink, so I actually used that very lightly as a blush. And I actually enjoyed this as a blush more than I enjoyed this bright pink here. I did like the highlighter. It wasn't as nice as the one in the Naked Flushed palette. And for the cream products, most of the time for the cream products, I was using the Jabot blush, which is a really natural looking color, and this has been in basically all the makeup baskets for quite some time. But I did also pull out this Becca Beach Tint Shimmer Souffle in Watermelon and Moonstone, and it looks like this. And I guess on somebody darker than me, it could be a highlighter, but it did not work at all like that for me. So it was a blush, even though it's shiny. And I have it on today with actually nothing on top of it, and I do like that. I actually enjoyed the really dark colored cream blushes, like really sheared out with powder on top of it, so it just kind of looks like that's my face color. I do like that. And then this Moonshine from Urban Decay was my cream highlight. I'd hit pan on that a while ago and have stopped using it for months, so I decided to pull it back out. And I do like this. I like cream highlighters, but I feel like for how much you use, the packaging is always very big, so I feel some rush to try to finish them up, and I don't like that feeling. So I wish they did them like smaller, more reasonably sized packaging. And then I had quite a few lip products. That's where I picked most of my options this time. What I actually have on today is the Kiss of Life from Rimmel. I wore that in a video the other day. It's really sheared out today. This is what it looks like, but I just kind of tapped it on today and spread it out. But I have my last video, I think, where I had it like full on. So you can do a lot with that one. Then I never got around to this one right here, which is the Rimmel Kate Moss 04. And it's just a purple color. I never got around to that one. Just the colors that I picked were so light that the dark purple just never really seemed to go in there. My favorite one though was the Rimmel Kate Moss 08. And it looks like this. It's just a neutral color, which is what I like to wear most because it's really easy. And it is this right here. However, I will say I kind of hate the smell of the Rimmel lipsticks. It's got this scent that it feels like it goes not just in my nose and I don't like the smell, but it actually like goes through down to the back of my throat and I feel like my throat is itching. And I hate that about these. It feels like I've got like little fuzzies in the back of my throat. That's what I really hate about these lipsticks. They've got good colors and after a while that fades, but when I'm initially putting it on, it is absolute like the worst smell for me because it's not just a smell, it's like gets in my throat and I hate that. Then I had the Too Faced Celebrity Meltdown, and it looks like this, and I basically use this as a topper for my nude lipstick. I don't really like frosty lipsticks, and this one is kind of frosty, and it's this one right here. And I got this on clearance because I liked the picture, but it's a little bit more frosty than I would normally enjoy wearing. So I put that as a topper for this NARS lipstick, this NARS matte lipstick in Madère, and it is like this. And this is like the absolute definition of a concealer lipstick. However, I actually really like this. This is a good lipstick. I bought a whole bunch of these concealer type nudes. I was really into the Gyaru makeup look from Japan, not the one where like they're super tan with the white around the eyes, but it was like pretty much like the big dolly eyes, and then nude lips, like the concealer nude lips with just a little bit of tiny pink color in there, and I was really into that for a while, but I always had a problem finding nude lipsticks that would actually like look decent on the lips. This one actually does though. And then my disappointing product, it was really disappointing, was this L'Oreal Infallible thing with the gloss and then the balm here. It was something I bought as a dupe for a Lime Crime color, and it looked that way online. It didn't as much when I got it myself. It doesn't look like the same color at all, but it's not a bad color. The problem is it's supposed to be long wearing, but as I was eating or anything like that, it would start fading, and maybe it wouldn't look just so bad if it was not a kind of brown color, but it looked really gross. So I'm actually incredibly disappointed with this. The color isn't the color that I thought it would be, even though, like, when I saw it online, it actually looked the same, but, you know, in person, it does not look like those pictures. So, yeah, this was pretty disappointing. And that is everything for my makeup basket recap for basically most of May. I should have a more interesting one next time. I am ending my project pan that has most of my basics, so I will have new products and some different things that I don't normally have in my makeup baskets, thus the makeup basket recap. So I'll be back tomorrow with a new makeup basket, and I will see you guys in the next recap. Bye!